चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण। So today is 27th of January 2024. It is Saturday and it is Madhava Masa or Magha Masa, Krishna Paksham, Vijaya Tadi. So there are no external events today, so we shall quickly enter into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukha Goswami is saying that Sukadeva Goswami has seated in the Vyasasana very peacefully, and he is very intelligent to answer any kind of questions, all the spiritual knowledgeable questions. And at that time, Mahabhagavata Parikshit Maharaj, he went in front of the Sukadeva Goswami with folded hands and just he did the pranams to the Sukadeva Goswami, and then he is speaking very sweetly, humbly, and meekly, saying that, oh Brahmana, so we are all very fortunate with your presence, and we got an opportunity to serve all these devotees. And likewise, in the form of a guest, you have appeared here, and wherever you appear, you would sanctify all this place. Likewise, Parikshit Maharaj is addressing. So here, Prashantamasinam Akuntamedisam Munimduko Bhagavato Abhyupetya Pranamya Mudnya Avhitaha Krutanjalihi Natva Girasu Dutaya Anvaprucha. And the Parikshit is addressing him, addressing Sukadeva Goswami. Aho Adya Vayam Brahman Satsevyaha Ksatra Bandavaha Krupaya Atiti Rupena Bhadvihi Tiddakaha Krutaha. So you have appeared here just like a guest, Atiti Rupena, and Bhavadbihi Tiddakaha Krutaha, and wherever you are, whether that is like a pilgrimage, and you would sanctify. So Krutaha. So likewise, you make that place as a pilgrimage. So likewise, Parikshit Maharaj is speaking to Sukadeva Goswami. Today, he is glorifying that, O Brahmana, O Sukadeva Goswami, with your presence, just by hearing your name, all the family and along with everyone in the family, everyone will be purified. And what to speak when you are presently here, and when we touch, and when we do the Pada Seva. Likewise, once again, second time seeing, again and again seeing, and then whenever he comes, and then we just cleanse his feet, and then just sprinkle those water on top of their heads in the family. Likewise, what to speak of those glories? This is the very beautiful verse and also very important verse. This is also for, it will remind us our duties whenever we see the saintly people or when we receive the saintly people. So this is very important to remember as well. So that when we remember, we know our duty when we see the saintly people, what to do, what not to do. So we are in the first canto, chapter 19, verse number 33. येषां संस्मरणात् पुंसां सद्यः तुज्यन्ति वै गृहाः किं पुनर्दर्शनस्पर्श पादशौच आसनादिभिः. येषां संस्मरणात् पुंसां, whomever we are always remembering. Yesham samsmaranat pumsam, That Pumsam, so here Yesham is addressing to the saintly people, like Sukadeva Goswami. Yesham samsmaranat Pumsam sadhyaha sujjhanti gruhaha. Pumsam, a person, he will be sadhyaha, very immediately. Sadhyaha, Pumsam sadhyaha sujjhanti gruhaha, and completely purified along with all his home, sanctified. Sujjhanti gruhaha. So this is why we invite the saintly people to our home and do the bhajans and bringing all the Vaishnavas. We do not know whoever is having what kind of devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is appropriate to serve all the Vaishnavas. Esham samsmanat pumsam sajjah sujjantve gruhaha. Kim punad sparsha pada saucha asanadibihi. And what to speak? Kim punah darshana, that is again seeing him. Kim punah darshana sparsha, by touching. Pada saucha, and pada saucha is the washing the feet. Asanadibihi, by offering the seat. These are the glories. So that means it would exceed all the benedictions to that person, whoever is receiving saintly person or visiting saintly person, offering obeisances to the saintly person, bowing his head. Esham samsmaranat pumsam sadyah sujjhanti gruhaha kim punaddarshana sparsha pada saucha asanadibihi. So translation for this verse: simply by our remembering you, our houses become instantly sanctified. And what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your holy feet, and offering you a seat in our home. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The importance of holy places of pilgrimage is due to the presence of great sages and saints. It is said that sinful persons go to the holy places and leave their sins there to accumulate. But the presence of the great saints disinfects the accumulated sins. And thus, the holy places continue to remain sanctified by the grace of the devotees and saints present there. If such saints appear in the homes of worldly people, certainly the accumulated sins of such worldly enjoyers become neutralized. Therefore, the holy saints actually have no self-interest with the householders. The only aim of such saints is to sanctify the houses of the householders. And the householders, therefore, should feel grateful when such saints and sages appear at their doors. A householder who dishonors such holy orders is a great offender. It is enjoined, therefore, that a householder who does not bow down before a saint at once must undergo fasting for the day in order to neutralize the great offense. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this purport Prabhupada is mentioning, it is very, it is kind of a advancing in the etiquette and Vaishnava etiquette. It is inviting the saintly people and doing bhajans, offering prasadam, nice arghya, padya, and those things, and giving flowers to him and giving sandalwood paste. So this is when the saintly people are pleased with the householders, they will bless and they will always remember such kind of householders. And when they remember, the Lord addresses us. The Lord or see this saintly person is remembering that householder, and Lord will be very pleased with that household, and he will show so much of mercy and benedictions. And also, if one has to wash the feet and take that dust or the water and then sprinkle on top of their heads. When we go to the temple, there in the temple also they also use the setagopa, that like the Setagopam. Setagopam is, so when it is always nearer to the Lord. And if we see the temple structure, it is like a Setagopa itself. And what is the temple structure? And the Lord is situated in the exactly on that particular position. And the Lord is everywhere. But actually, when we go to that particular place, and also the Setagopa, there when Setagopa is kept on top of the head, and we receive those benedictions and the positive vibrations, the Lord's the positive energy. Similarly, when the saintly people, when we wash the saintly people feet, that energy goes on top of our head. So this is also one of the scientific things. So general scientifically, people say kind of aura and all these things. So those things are always present. One will be completely free from all the anxieties when he comes nearer to the saintly people. But simply inquire with humbleness. Otherwise, they don't stay here. Saintly people, they don't discuss on the family matters or material things. That is, they're always keeping swa antastena gadabruta. They do not take any pleasure at all. That is Tadvaisam Tid Mushinti Manasa, that is the place of pilgrimage for the crows, taking enjoyment in the material or worldly affairs. They don't even address it. So that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Parikshit is glorifying Sukadeva Goswami. Esham samsmarat pumsam sajjah sujjanti vai gruhaha kim punadarshana sparsha pada saucha asanadibihi. So that is and what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your holy feet, and offering you a seat in our home. So, likewise, that is the glories of a householder to receive saintly people. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall quickly enter into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So, today is a letter to Satsvarupa, December 13, 1969, London. Any request, any dear devotees to read this letter?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, may I read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
You. My dear Satsvarupa, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated December 7, 1969, along with the article of Achyutananda. Your decision not to publish this letter is correct. To the neophyte devotees, we should issue instructions that there are 4 stages of understanding the absolute truth. The first stage is re-establishing our relationships with Krishna. This is the first stage. The second stage is after understanding our relationship to perform devotional service under proper guidance. The third stage is acquisition of the desired object. The fourth stage is relishing the nectar of perfectional love. So Radha Krishna Leela belongs to the fourth stage of understanding, and we are publishing Back to Godhead for people in general to re-establish their forgotten relationship with Krishna. So we should always remember this, and from Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Ishopanishad, they should try to write how our relationship is revoked from this stage of forgetfulness. They should write articles like this: Krishna, the omnipotent, how God can be realized as all pervasive, the original source of everything, the transcendental process of hearing, how one gets out of the clutches of Maya, prayers by Arjuna, prayers by Kunti Devi, prayers by Bhishma Dev. They should try to understand Krishna first in so many ways which are described in our Bhagavatam. They should read them carefully and pick up subject matters above mentioned. What general people will understand about Radha Krishna Leela? Immediately they will take it as ordinary boys and girls, in spite of 1,000 warnings. This is not this, this is not this. So you shall issue instructions that they should write articles on the subject matters as above mentioned. They should read our Bhagavatam. The purports are there. They should assimilate them in their own words in a literary career. I am very pleased to see one of your articles which you picked up from Daksha Yagya. The article should be very scrutinizingly published. We want to make our BTG an authorized first class magazine, and the writers and the students should be equally responsible. So, when we meet, we shall talk more about this. Yes, you can expect us on the 21st December Pan American flight number 55 arriving in Boston at 3:40 p.m. Purushottama has already returned to Brahmananda about procedures for our tickets. So you can immediately consult with him in this connection. I'm glad that you are corresponding with Hayagriva, and when I come there, he may also come. Please offer my blessings to the others. I hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji, from this letter?
Yes, Prabhu. So in this letter, Prabhupada mentions that the articles which are published in Back to Godin magazine should be very scrutinizingly published, and both the authors and the writers and the student, they should has to be very responsible. They what are the articles they should write. Prabhupada had mentioned the articles they should write about, and it's mostly about Krishna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and not about the Leelas of Radha and Krishna, because he has explained here that there are four stages of understanding the absolute truth. Like the first stage is to understand that re-establishing the connection with the Lord, that we have forgotten that we belong to the Lord, and then it was our choice that we came here to enjoy this material life. So to the article should be about re-establishing that connection. How can we remember Krishna again? And in the second stage, Prabhupada mentions that we have to, after understanding this relationship, we have to perform devotional service under proper guidance, so that uh, all these anarthas that we do that get burnt, like along with our chanting, the most important devotional service is, of course, chanting the Maha Mantra. So that has to be done so that uh, we purify ourselves to move up to the next stage. Next stage, he says, is the third stage is acquisition of the desired object. So our object is to again go back to Krishna, to get out from the clutches of Maya and the cycle of birth and death, to achieve the supreme. And the fourth stage is like when we are there, then we relish the nectars of the perfection and love, like the Leelas of Radha and Krishna and Golok Vrindavan. So immediately, like to simple boys and girls, like especially in the West, who have, it's not in their culture, like the Sanatan culture, they don't know anything about the scriptures. To immediately, if we talk about Radha and Krishna, it'll be very confusing to them, and they might just take it as a like a normal boy and girl affair. So Prabhupada has like given the different articles that can be written, like about mainly about Krishna, how we can achieve God, and that He is the source of everything. And the transcendental process of the nine process of bhakti. The most important is shravanam, listening, and hearing and listening, and kirtanam. And he has also suggested like to give out the like descriptions how we can come out from the Maya, and how his devotees, like his important devotees, like Krishna, Arjuna, Kunti Devi, Bhishma Dev, to write about them so that people can understand who is Krishna. So, and then uh, Prabhupada mentions that all we have to do is, instead of just making things, we everything is written in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and the Ishopanishad. So they have to read the scriptures, understand the purport, and if they have to write an article, they just have to write the purport in their own words. That's all which is required. Uh, uh, present it as it is, and you don't have to uh, make your own interpretations to give up this scriptures as it has come from the parampara. So yeah, that was the main point he was stressing in this letter, and then he mentions about some of the logistics, then where he was coming to Boston and when he's coming and communicating with devotees regarding that. And yeah, that's my relation, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully explained. Any other comments, dear devotees?
Yeah, Prabhu, just I think I missed one thing, and he was Prabhupada mentioned that this magazine Back to God, it's basically for the neophytes who he is giving this platform to. It's a first class magazine, and he's giving this platform for them to understand Krishna and our who are we and who is Krishna. So the articles has to be at that level so that neophytes can understand. So the articles published in that magazine should follow those rules and regulations that Prabhupada has mentioned. He's giving instructions to his disciples so that they adhere to that, and it's easier for whoever is reading, the reader of the article, to understand and accept those principles in their life. So that was one point. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so this is establishing the relationship that is called Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana, and then this is what we neophytes they need to understand, and that is the first step. And everything in this, the objective is desired object is what is the object? Attaining the supreme, but that we can do it in this body itself. And also fourth stage, relishing the nectar of the perfection that we relish while we are in this body. That is, we may given the chance like 100 years or 90 years, something like that. It is already predefined. The time is already predefined. What is happening? The time is reducing in everyone's life every second. So with how much part we can utilize to relish that nectar and achieve that object, desired object. So that is the only thing we need to see. We need to see how many minutes left, how many minutes left. Likewise, we need to count and what I should be doing. This is the way a devotee always thinks. It is not coming from the other way around. Oh, I have celebrated 30th birthday, 50th birthday, 40th birthday. That is for dying. And how many minutes left still? How I need to finish. This is another way around. We need to always see in the other way around how many days left in our life. What should I be doing now? Like Parikshit is counting those days. We also have got 7 days, Monday to Sunday or Sunday to Saturday, 7 days. Parikshit has got 7 days only. He has been counting. But because it is a circle, so we do not know when that time would stop for us. So this is, we need to be relishing within that Sri Radha Krishna's pastimes. And then, so by the time desired object is already achieved, and then what is the difference going back to Godhead and while in the present in this material body here? So we continue that one in the Goloka, but here we have achieved already. Okay, that is for the people in the fourth stage. So this kind of information may not be published in the articles. Articles are meant for the people in general, so they need to also understand the relation between Krishna and the living entities. Thank you so much, Mataji. So beautifully explained. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got Bhagavad Gita. There are no other speakers today, so we shall continue the Bhagavad Gita. And once the Bhagavad Gita is completed, the first cycle, and then we will split the time, that is 1 hour 15 minutes into two slots. One is 45 minutes slot and 30 minutes slot. 40 minutes is 45 minutes for Bhagavad Gita, 30 minutes for teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So this is, so dear devotees, please let me know how you feel that one. If there are any concerns or if you're happy, all happy, then we just take that one. So it will continue. Bhagavad Gita, it is always going on. And then that 30 minutes slot, once teachings of Lord Chaitanya completes, we may be seeing another book. So likewise, those will fill with so much of nectarian pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also Krishna. That is Saturday's evening Sangha. Unless if devotees say something else. And Saturday mornings, we continue this Bhagavatam only on the special topics and the Krishna's pastimes. And Sunday mornings, we have got shloka learning, and then we keep that one as a compact, and also little adding Ramayana also little bit, maybe 30 minutes of Ramayana, just reading it. So if power is available, or we can utilize that period also. These are my thoughts. If devotee say something, then we will go according to the devotee's wish. Majority of devotees desire. Okay, those are the updates for me. So, okay, so if I don't have any further updates to share, dear devotees, if you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness or any updates or any events are going on, kindly share. If there are no further, then we shall move on to Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, Chatashloki Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, yesterday you were requesting like a Bengali devotee to read, the last letter. If you just go on the previous letter, it was a bit of Bhakti Vinod, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur's, one of the songs from Sharanagati. So yeah, I can read and just say a few words. So here Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying, Manasa Dehe Gehe. I mean, the words sometimes, when they do the transliteration, the exact word this use is not always Bengali. So it's not yo, it's Ja Kichu Ache Mura. So it's JA, it should be. So Manasa Dehe Gehe Ja Kichu Mura. Orpilum Tua Pade Nanda Kishora. Marbi Rakbi Ja Kichu Tohara Nitya Das Prati Toa Odhikara. So yeah, the meaning is explained. So that's how you read it. So that my mind, my body, and my family, it's all it's your whatever is mine is I have surrendered it to you, Nanda Kishore, son of Nanda Maharaj. Marbi Rakbi. I mean, whether you want to keep me, protect me, or you just want to annihilate me, it's your wish. So Nitya Das Prati to Adhikara. So you have all your I mean, I'm all yours. So you have complete control on me. So you can do whatever you want. So that's what it is. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So just I was trying to hear like Manasa Deha Geha Yogi Jumora, like that Bengali, the mood of that Devashish Prabhuji does that one. Likewise, just wanted to hear Bengali, the tune.
Yeah, so the word you, it should be Ja Kichu Mura. It's not Y-O, but yeah, I mean, those who have maybe translated, everything might not be have been written by Prabhupada himself. So I'd read that, his other disciples were also working on this. So sometimes it's difficult for them to get the exact Bengali pronunciation. So it's Ja Kichu Mura. Yeah. So.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, Devashish Prabhu can sing if he's available, he does this Bhakti. He and Mataji, both of them, they do the songs so nicely. So yeah, they're available.
Mataji, I'm here, but I'm not sure, Mataji, about the singing. I'm not that.
Would you try, Prabhuji?
Sorry, Prabhu?
Would you like to try this one?
Can we do later, Boo? I'm not kind of.
Sure.
I need to listen once, then I can do it properly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'll do that one evening, or on the me or Mampi. I'll ask her.
Sure, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Okay, so thank you so much, Prabhuji and Mataji. Okay, that is from announcements perspective. Okay, so we shall move into the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are in the second canto, chapter 9, verse number 35. So here, in the last session, we have, this is Chatashloki Bhagavata. One is the Lord is speaking to Brahma, and when Brahma requested everything about the Lord, the Lord spoke these 4 shlokas. That is, Aham eva samevagre nanyat yad sad asat param paschadaham idetacha yo avashishyeta sosmyaham. I am the only one before the creation, during the creation, after the creation exists. And that is the first statement. Second statement, these are Rutiyardham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tadvijjad atmano mayam yata bhaso yata tamaha. And anything which is not relating to me, it is just like a illusion. So Lord is saying, whatever appears to be of any value, it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy. That reflection which appears to be in the darkness. So that one we have read all this purport in the last session. So we are moving into the next verse. So this verse is the about the Brahmanda. So like all these 5 Panchabhutas, even though they are in the universal outer coverings, they also enter inside as a ingredients. And then once again, like our body is also made up of ingredients, but we are separate from those ingredients. So likewise, our Lord is saying this verse. यथा महान्ति भूतानि भूतेषु उच्चावचेषु प्रविष्टानि अप्रविष्टानि तथा तेषु न त्वेष्वहम्. Okay, one second before we start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So the yata mahanti bhutani bhuteshu uccavacheshu pravistani apravistani tathateshu natveshvaham. So translation, yata mahanti bhutani, yata mahanti, just as the universal elements, yata mahanti bhutani bhuteshu uccavacheshu bhuteshu uchva avacheshu. So in the minute and gigantic, bhuteshu uchavacheshvanu. And after pravistani apravistani, they have entered but not entered, not entered. In the similar way, tata, in similar way, teshu natveshvaham. And in the similar way, I also inside of all these things but outside of these things. So it is very beautifully explaining the analogy. The Lord, it is a statement. O Brahma, please know that the material elements enter into the cosmos and at the same time do not enter into the cosmos. Similarly, I myself also exist within everything created and at the same time I am outside of everything. So this is the Lord's position. Even though he is situated in the Goloka and he is Goloka Eva Nivasati Akilatma Bhuto, and at the same time he is also in all the living entities as the super soul. This is one of Yata Mahanti Bhutani Bhuteshu Uchavacheshvanu Pravistani Apravistani Tatateshu Natveshvaham. This is the third statement of Chatushloki Bhagavata. Okay, let us see what Prabhupada is saying in the purports. Can I request the devotees to read one first paragraph?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. May I read first paragraph?
Yes, Mataji, please.
The great elements of material creation, namely earth, water, fire, air, and ether, all enter into the body of all manifested entities. The seas, mountains, aquatics, plants, reptiles, birds, beasts, human beings, demigods, and everyone materially manifested. And at the same time, such elements are differently situated in the developed stage of consciousness. The human being can study both psychological and physical science, but the basic principle of such science are nothing but the material element and nothing more. The body of the human beings and the body of the mountain, as also the bodies of the demigods, including Brahma, are all of the same ingredient, earth, water, etc. And at the same time, the elements are beyond the body. The elements were created first and therefore they entered into the bodily construction later. But in the both circumstances, they entered the cosmos and also did not enter. Similarly, the Supreme Lord, by his different energies, namely the internal and external, is within everything in the manifested cosmos, and at the same time, he is outside of everything, situated in the kingdom of God, Vaikuntha Loka, as described before. This is very nicely stated in the Brahma Samhita 537 as follows. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavit Vitabhavis Tavirya eva nija rupataya kalpishaha loka goloka eva nivastai akhilatma bhavbhutu govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami. I worship the personality of Godhead Govinda, who my expansion of his eternal potency of transcendental existence and existence, knowledge, and bliss, enjoys in his own and expanded forms. Simultaneously, he enters into every atom of creation.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, so here Prabhupada is giving the analogy. So this is the universal creation. When we see here the universal chart in this one, we have got the ingredients earth, water, fire as outer coverings of the universe. At the same time, they are also part of the lotus which is emanating from the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. That is ingredients as well, the stem. It is having the same ingredients there. Whatever we see within these ingredients, Brahma used the same ingredients and create the living beings. So our body is made up of this part. So we can imagine how much of uh, universal ingredients outer side of these coverings. That is Saptabhiravrutam, the 7 coverings of the material universe. So likewise, even though here like elements are here within our body and they are separate from our body. Likewise, the Lord is inside the universe and also outside the universe in the Goloka. So this is the analogy Lord is giving to Brahma to understand. Prabhupada is explaining through very nicely here. So this is in the developed stage of consciousness, the human beings can study both physiological and physical science, but the basic principle of such sciences are nothing but the material elements, nothing more. Only science is just only analysis of these material things only. So nothing more. They do not give any good thing or no peaceful to this entire humanity. All these governments and scientists or philosophers, so many things, They do not have any use. So when we take this knowledge directly hearing from the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, from the Guru Parampara, then only we understand the spiritual knowledge, our real constitutional position. And also Prabhupada mentioning all the inclusive of not only the human being or body of mountains, also the demigods' bodies, including Brahma, are all of the same ingredients: earth, water, and fire, space, and this these things, but in a different proportions, but same ingredients, different proportions. If we take a one rock, it is completely rock. It doesn't have any consciousness at all. And if we take some kind of a tree, it has got, it is the uh, avruta is the, it doesn't respond. It has got a life, it doesn't respond, but it is better than जीवाः श्रेष्ठा हि अजीवानां ततः प्राणभृतः शुभे. These are the structure of the living entities. ततः प्रवराः सचित्ताः श्रेष्ठाः इन्द्रियस्य वृत्तयः. So this is and then first is which has a living, that is the better, and better than that is the having the life, and then after that consciousness, and after that having the senses. Those are things, but in a different proportions. Everything is made up of the same ingredients, and the elements are first created, and therefore they entered into the bodily construction later. But in both circumstances, they entered in the cosmos and also did not enter. See, this is the very beautiful analogy is giving. And similarly, the Lord, by his different energies, namely internal and external, is within everything in the manifested cosmos, and at the same time, he is outside. This is very beautiful verse. Anand Chinmaya Rasa Prati Bhavitabihi ताभिर्योव निजरूपतया कलाभिः गोलोक एव निवसति अखिलात्मभूतो गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. And he is enjoying with the tabihi eva nijarupa in his own form. That is the nijarupa. Lord has got so many forms, beautiful expansions, but his form is the Venu Gunantam Aravinda Dalayatapsham. He is having that Venu, that is Nijarupa, Taya Kalabihi, with different of his internal potencies. He is enjoying that with Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Vigraha. He is the Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Vigraha. Okay, that is Prabhupada is giving beautifully. We shall move on to the next one. Can I request other devotee to take a turn to read next?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I read, please?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Sorry. So we're just reading from the top, is that right?
Yes, Mataji.
This expansion of his plenary parts is also more definitely explained in the same Brahma Samhita 535. Ekopi asurachitum jagat andanutim yakchatirasti jagadandachaya ichaya yad antaha Andantarastaha parama manochayantarastam Govindamadi purusham tamaham brajami. I worship the personality of Godhead, Govinda, who, by one of his plenary portions, enters into the existence. Existence of every universe and every particle of the atom and thus unlimitedly manifests his infinite energy all over the material creation. The impersonalists can imagine or even perceive that the Supreme Brahman is thus all-pervading, and therefore they conclude that there is no possibility of his personal form. Herein lies the mystery of his transcendental knowledge. This mystery is transcendental love of Godhead, and one who is surcharged with such transcendental love of Godhead can without difficulty see the personality of Godhead in every atom and in every movable or immovable object. And at the same time, he can see the personality of Godhead in his own abode, Goloka, enjoying eternal pastimes with his eternal associates, who are all expansions of his transcendental existence. This vision is the real mystery of spiritual knowledge, as stated by the Lord in the beginning. Sarahasyam tadangamacha. This mystery is the most confidential part of the knowledge of the Supreme, and it is impossible for the mental speculators to discover by dint of intellectual gymnastics. The mystery can be revealed through the process recommended by Brahmaji in his Brahma Samhita 5.38 as follows.
Thank you, Mataji. So here in this Prabhupada is bringing another verse, so in relating to this, how these material elements, they enter into cosmos. Here, this is the Ekopyasau Rachitum Jagadanda Kotim Vechakva Sekti Jagadanda Chaya Yadantaha Andantarasta Paramanu Chayantarastam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Andantarastam Paramanu Chayantarastam. So this one, Paramanu, so this is the very tiniest particle, what we see. So these things, when we combine two Paramanus, it turns into one Anu. These three Anus, one is the Trasarenu. Trasarenu. That is three Anus called Trasarenu. This Trasarenu, we can see whenever in the window, the sunlight is falling through the window and these small tiny particles are floating in the air. That is called Trasarenu. The Lord, why they are floating? Because the Lord has entered into each and every atom. And that is Andantarastam Paramanu Jayantarastam. Likewise, whenever we see this tiny kind of particles, after some time they fall on the floor and then there is so much of dust formed. Even though it is a very clean house, but still dust has formed. Why it is formed? That is the same way that earth is getting formed. And then when there is lots of, if we see the bigger picture of it as a universal, then we see this is turning into earth, and which will be once again source of all the living entities. And the rain falls, and then this whatever dust we think, it turns it into earth, and then the life comes out of it. And that is Andantarastam Paramanu Jayantarastam. Yeah, that is very beautiful explaining. And also here Prabhupada is giving and the Supreme Brahman is thus all pervading, and they do not conclude that there is a personal form. That is the impersonalist conception, because their conception is entirely different. It is a Paramatma Jivayor Aikyam Mayatra Pratipadhyate. Lord Shankara says that this impersonalist who think that they are very intelligent approaching the Vedas in a different way. And there they take there and then they were misguided by because of their puffed upness, they will be misguided. Paramatma Jivayor Aikyam Mayatra Pratipadhyate. Lord Shankara says to Parvati, I have given this impersonal knowledge so that they will this is the Jagato Nasha Karanat, so that everyone will be, whoever thinks who are not the devotees, they will be diverted. Jagato Nasha Karanat. So that impersonal conception itself is little bit of not little bit, it is too much. Even we do not talk about it. So there is no existence for it. Okay, this mystery is transcendental love of Godhead. And one who is surcharged with such transcendental love of Godhead can without difficulty see the personality of Godhead in every atom and every movable or immovable object. That is, again, the Lord is in the Goloka Eva University, Akilatma Bhutu. The vision is the real mystery of spiritual knowledge, as stated by the Lord in the beginning. Jnanam Paramaguhyam me Yad Vijnana Samanvitam Sarhasyam Tadangam Cha Gruhana Gaditam Maya. Sarhasyam, including that secret knowledge, Tadangam Cha, and all the supplementary knowledge for that main thing. That is to support the pratigna. What is the pratigna? I am the spirit soul, and I am the eternal servant of the supreme personality of Godhead. That is the main truth, that pratigna, and everything else it would support that pratigna by the hetu, different reasons, and udaharana, different examples. And this mystery is the most confidential part of the knowledge of the Supreme, and it is impossible for mental speculators to discover by the dint of intellectual gymnastics. So we cannot understand by the, it is just only heard by the from the spiritual masters with the humble manner, then only we get it. Okay, likewise, Brahma is mentioning here. Can I request other devotee so to read next paragraph?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Yeah, please. Okay. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Bilocanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Bilokayanti Jam Jatshakti Jam Syam Masundaram Achintaya Guna Sarupam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship the original personality of Godhead, Govinda, whom the pure devotees, their eyes smeared with the ointment of love of Godhead, always observe within their hearts. This Govinda, the original personality of Godhead, is Shyam Sundara with all transcendental qualities. Therefore, although he is present in every atom, the Supreme Personality of Godhead may not be visible to the dry speculators. Still, the mystery is unfolded before the eyes of the pure devotees because their eyes are anointed with love of Godhead. And this love of Godhead can be attained only by the practice of transcendental loving service of the Lord and nothing else. The vision of the devotees is not ordinary. It is purified by the process of devotional service. In other words, as the universal elements are both within and without. Similarly, the Lord's name, form, quality, pastimes, entourage, etc., as they are described in the revealed scriptures or as performed in the Vaikuntha Lokas far beyond the material cosmic manifestation, are factually being televised in the heart of the devotee. The man with a poor fund of knowledge cannot understand. Although by material science one can see things far away of television. Factually, the spiritually developed person is able to have the television of the kingdom of God may always reflected within his heart. That is mystery of knowledge of the personality of Godhead.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So Prabhupada is giving this from the Brahma Samhita. One has to see the Lord with Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. Santah Sadaiva Hrudayeshu Vilokayanti. Santah Sadaiva Hrudayeshu, in the heart. Vilokayanti, he would see the Lord. Who is that? Santah Sadaiva, in the heart of the devotees. How the devotees appear? Premanjana Churita, Prema Anjana, with love, is Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochana, with so much of love and devotion. They see the Lord with so love anointed, their eyes are anointed with so much of love and devotion. And they see the Lord Yam Shama Sundaram. He is Shama Sundaram. Achintya Guna Swarupam. He has got so many qualities. He is inconceivable gunas and his form. But he would see the Lord as he is in his heart. That is the Aulola Chandrakalasadvanamanya Vamsi. That is, he was having so much of garlands in his neck and having the flute in the hand. Tribhanga Lilitam. He is having bended three-folded form. Tribhanga Lilitam. That is his past form, and everything is so beautiful. Likewise, the devotee relishes the Lord's beauty every moment. Okay, that is the way one can see the Lord. So, and similarly, this is another Prabhupada is mentioning, that is love. Love can be a sprout in the heart just whenever we serve. Like mother serves the children, because she is serving, she has got so much of love and affection to the child. If you do not serve, even though taken birth, but until there is no service, there is no concept of love. In the similar way, here also with Krishna, he is the Pitamahasya Jagato Mata Dhata Pitamaha. So when we render service to our father and mother, then also we get so much of love. That is through the service only here. In other words, the universal elements are both within and without. Similarly, the Lord's name, form, qualities, pastimes, entourage, etc., as they are described in the revealed scriptures, or as performed in the Vaikuntha Lokas, far beyond material cosmic manifestation, are factually being televised in the heart of the devotee. See, all these things televised in the heart of the devotee. Otherwise, they do not. Even though they are all the part of Vaikuntha Lokas, far beyond the material, but they would be, the devotee could see them. They will be factually being televised in the heart of the devotee. But what other people see, the man with poor fund of knowledge, they cannot understand, because they would only see the lump of matter. All the material science, one can see things far away by means of television. See, they do not understand unless someone is explaining. Otherwise, they will give all misinterpretations. I have seen this one. We have gone to the moon. We got the soil. What do you do with the soil? It doesn't save you from the diseases. It would not save you from the old age or death. What is the use of going there and bringing all those things? You are forgetting to live here on the earth. What do you do going to some other planet? There is no use of all this science, and these are useless works. The life was very peaceful, and it would be economically very better. Instead of having all these factories, if we have each and every village the temples, and the temple is surrounded by the Brahmanas, and so many people are serving to the Brahmanas in chanting the hymns from all the Vedic scriptures. And Brahmanas, they don't have any desire to accumulate wealth, but still if they are maintained and the temple is maintained, temple gets the wealth and it will be distributed again back to the same villages and places. See, all economic problem will be solved. At the same time, people will have their consciousness is purified and attaining the objective of the human life. That's why we need temples, not the factories. It is the practical. We need so many cows. Why? They give milk and all the nutritious foods, and then one has to cook the foods with only the ghee, not the oils. That is also Prabhupada mentions. If you wanted to live longer and healthy life, eat with only the ghee. That's why we need ghee and we need more cows, get more milk, yogurt, and then buttermilk and cheese and so many butter preparations. That is the way of healthy life. The fact is, it will be only produce all the waste and the nonsensible, and it will harm the nature and everyone's life and our generation, next generations. All these phones, everything. So this is Prabhupada is mentioning. Okay, so and here, factually, the spiritually developed person is able to have this television of kingdom of God always reflected within his heart. That is the mystery of knowledge of the personality of Godhead. That is very beautifully said. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so can I request other devotee to take a turn to read next?
Hare Krishna, can you?
Yes, Mataji, please.
The Lord can award anyone and everyone liberation, mukti from the bondage of material existence. You be clearly awards the privilege of love of God, as confirmed by Narada Muktim Muktim Dandavat
Muktim dadati karichet sma na bhakti yogam.
Yogam. This transcendental devotional service of the Lord is so wonderful that the occupation gives the deserving devotee always wrapped in psychological activity without devotional from the absolute truth. There's love of Godhead developed in the heart of the devotee is a great mystery. Brahmaji previously told Narad that the desire of Brahmaji and are never unfulfilled because he is always absorbed in the transcendental loving service of Lord, nor has he any desire in his heart same same because he is always same and expert the transcendental service of the Lord. That is the beauty and mystery of the process of bhakti yoga as the Lord desire is infallible because he is Achyuta. Similarly, the desire of the devotee in the transcendental service of the Lord are also Achyuta, unfamiliable. This is very difficult, however, for the layman to understand with knowledge of the mystery of devotional service, as it is very difficult to know the potency of touchstone. As touchstone is rarely found, a pure devotee of the Lord is always rarely to be seen, even amongst millions of liberation souls. Api
Koti Mahamuni.
Mahamuni, out of all kind of perfection attained by the process of knowledge yoga, perfection in devotional service is the highest of all and the most mysterious also, even more mysterious than the 8 kind of mystery perfection attained by the process of the yogic's performance in the Bhagavad Gita 18.54. The Lord therefore advised Arjuna about this bhakti yoga. Sarva Sarva Gula Sarva Gulahanta Bhaktiya. Sure, may Pranam Vachti. Just hear from me again about the most confidential part of the instruction in Bhagavad Gita. The same was confirmed by by Brahmaji to Narada in the following words.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So here, so the Lord can award in this. It is Sukadeva Goswami when he is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj about Rishabhadeva. So Rishabhadeva has appeared. So he is in the lineage of Dhruv Maharaj. So there he was thinking, Parikshit Maharaj, so Lord is appearing in Manu's lineage and in my family lineage. And then he was thinking, at the time he says, the Lord has been with Pandavas, your forefathers, all the time, directly, as if the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his original form. And sometimes he acted as a messenger, and then likewise he has been serving to you, your Pandavas. Oh, Parikshit Maharaj, but Lord can do, Lord can give the liberation. Muktim dadati karichit smana bhakti yogam. He doesn't give the bhakti that much easily. He can give the liberation. So this is also mentioned, confirmed by Sukadeva Goswami. So likewise, this transcendental loving service of the Lord is so wonderful that the occupation keeps and deserving devotee always wrapped in the psychological activities without deviation from the absolute touch. Then the love of God had developed in the heart. See, this is, we perceive this one in day-to-day life. Otherwise, we will be absorbed in the material things will absorb us because we are the instrument of the material energy if we do not engage ourselves in the Krishna service. Karmana Daiva Netrena. Everything is going under the Daiva Netrena. And so, and here it is a great mystery. So Brahmaji also said to Narada, Na bharate menga mrushopalakshite nave kochitmo mansa mrushagatihi name fishikani patinchatpate enme hudutkoncha vata druto harihi. Whatever I speak, O Narada, na bharate menga mrushopalakshite nave kochitme manso mrushagatihi. My mind, my heart, it will never ever be low. It is always filled with the Lord. And whatever I speak, it will be true. I don't have any other thing because I am engaging in the devotional service of the Lord. Likewise, he says and also glorifies the Lord about his, whenever he's saying about Lord's pastimes. And then he says that Naham na yoyam yaditam gatim vidur navama devaha kimuta presuraha tanmaya mohita buddhe spidam vinirmitam chatmasam vichakshmehe. Either myself, demigods, or even Lord Shankara, or yourself, no one can understand the Lord's energies. And what we need to do? We just need to glorify him. So this is how with so much of love. That is the Brahmaji previously told Narada that desires of the Brahmaji are never unfulfilled. So all his desires are fulfilled. So he is always absorbed in the transcendent loving service of the Lord. And nor has he any desire in his heart save and accept the transcendent loving service. So that is only his service to the Lord. That's why he is appearing to Priyam Pritamana Kares Prushan. That's why the Lord appeared in front of Brahma and he is speaking and touching Brahma. Priyam Pritamana Kares Prushan. With so much of love. Your Lord is also touching Brahma. And this is the beauty and mystery of the process of Bhakti Yoga, as the Lord's desire, infallible, is Achyuta. And also, it is very difficult to know the potency of the touchstone. This touchstone or a Sparsha Vedi, whenever it touches the iron, then iron will turn into the gold, but it may need some time, but it is possible. So likewise, when a person coming to the devotee, he will be completely purified. So as a touchstone is rarely found, a pure devotee of the Lord is also very rarely to be seen, even amongst millions of liberated souls. Kotishwapi Mahamuni, and out of all kinds of perfection attained by the process of knowledge, yoga perfection in the devotional service is the highest of all and the most mysterious also. Anyone can say this one? This verse in the Bhagavad Gita? Anyone remember that Krishna speaks to Arjuna? Yoginam api sarve. Yes, Mataji. This is Meena Mataji.
No, sorry. It's just
Yeah. So this is Yoginam api sarveham madgate nantaratmana. This is the Shraddhavan bhajte yomam samyukta tamomataha. He is the greatest of all the yogis. Bhakti yogi. And the process of and this is the 8 kinds of mystic perfection attained by this is even more mysterious than the 8 kinds of mystic perfection attained by the process of yogic performances. One can easily achieve these things as well, but devotees, we do not. Even the one achieves these siddhis, what does that mean to us? That is also matters, unless they are being engaged in the devotional service. And Krishna says, Sarva Guhya Tamam Bhuyaha. This is the Sarva Guhya Tamam. Guhya Tamam. It is the most topmost of everything. That's why Shrunime Paramam Vachaha. We have been discussing this one for a few weeks. Paramam Vachaha, supreme instruction. Paramam Vachaha, that is Bhakti Yogam, surrendering. That is the Sarvadharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Saranam Raja. That is the ultimate supreme instruction of Krishna. So that is the even Brahmaji also saying to Narada Muni what is saying. So let us see further. Can I request other devotee to read the from here?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, I can do it. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, please.
Idam Bhagavatam Namayan me Bhagavatoditam Sangraho Aham Vibhutinam Evam Etad Vipuli Karu. Brahmaji said to Narada, when whatever I have spoken to you about the Bhagavatam was explained to me by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I'm advising you to expand these topics nicely so that people may easily understand the Bhakti Yoga by transcendental loving service to the Lord. It is to be noted here that the mystery of Bhakti, sorry, my phone is. Bhakti Yoga was disclosed to Brahmaji by the Lord himself. Brahmaji explained the same mystery to Narada. Narada explained it to Vyasa. Vyasa explained it to Sukadeva Goswami. And the same knowledge is coming down in the unalloyed chain of disciplic succession. If one is fortunate to have received the knowledge in the transcendental disciplic succession, surely he will have the chance to understand the mystery of the Lord, and that the Srimad Bhagavatam, the sound is that vibrations of the Lord, incarnation of the Lord, sorry.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So here, Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma has received this Chatashloki Bhagavata from the Lord. And when Brahma is instructing to Narada Muni, he says, Idam Bhagavata Nama Yenme Bhagavatoditam, O Narada Muni. So whatever is called Bhagavatam, Yenme Bhagavatoditam, and it is spoken by me. Sangrahoyam Vibhutinam Tvam Etad Vipule Kuru. And whatever you have received in a brief manner, all these opulences of the Lord, Tvam Etad Vipule Kuru, you go and expand more. Likewise, that is Brahma is saying to Narada Muni. Whatever I have spoken to you about Bhagavatam was explained to me by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I'm advising you to expand these topics nicely so that people may easily understand the mysterious Bhakti Yoga by transcendental loving service to the Lord. So beautiful this is. Sangrahoyam Vibhutinam Tvam Etad Vipule Kuru. That's why we see so much of literatures now. And Brahma spoke to Narada Muni, and Narada Muni spoke to Vyasadeva, explaining more, and Vyasadeva has given immense literatures, and once again, from Vyasadeva, we are taking and inheriting different, our acharyas are giving immense and immense and immense. Now, Prabhupada is giving so much of our quotes, we are relishing each and every word of it. And now, our turn is to expand this further more and more. And understanding, and that is the way. It is always incomplete. So, and likewise, this is noted here, the mysterious of Bhakti Yoga was disclosed to Brahmaji by the Lord himself. This is the internal process. Just we need to choose whether we wanted to be part of this process. Then only we reflect everything. Just humbly, like Parikshit Maharaj was humbly asking Sukadeva Goswami, and then he became part of Mahabhagavatam and part that pastimes of the Lord. And it is just whether we wanted to be part of that or not. That is our desire. And then likewise, Vyasa explained to Sukadeva Goswami, and the same knowledge is coming down in the unalloyed chain of disciplic succession. And Sota Goswami heard from Sukadeva Goswami, and then he explained to the Saunakadi sages, Yataditam Yatamati. He was also Tatra Viparito Viprasha Bhuri Tejasaha Nivishtaha Tad Anugrahat. I have heard very attentively from the Sukadeva Goswami. And now, Yata Aditam Yata Maniki, whatever I understand, I am going to explain to you, O Saunakadi sages, as it is. Prabhupada is translated Bhagavad Gita as it is. Yada Aditam Yata Madi. As it is, without changing anything. That is the unalloyed chain of disciplic succession. So one who is fortunate enough to have received the knowledge in the transcendental disciplic succession, surely he will have the chance to understand the mystery of the Lord and that of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the sound incarnation of the Lord. This is the sound incarnation of the Lord. That is, everything is in connection to Krishna. Otherwise, everything is illusory. Eating, sleeping, and then dying after some time. And without any result. And then the soul again enter into the birth and death life cycle. Okay, likewise, this is Lord is saying that about this verse. Yata mahanti bhutani bhuteshu chavacheshvanu pravishtani apravishtani tatateshu natveshvaham. Likewise, I enter into this cosmos like the material elements enter into the universe and also into the living beings, like to form their bodies, even they are separate. Likewise, I also situate in the Goloka Eva Nimasati. At the same time, Akilatma Bhuto. and also enter into the all the living entities. Likewise, the Lord is explaining this. This is the third shloka of Chatushloki. So I request all the dear devotees try to remember these 4 verses. They are very beautiful and enlightening. These are the statements, not only the not the analogies. These are the statements by the Lord. Dharmam sakshat bhagat pranitam. Okay, so I stop here, dear devotees. If you have got any questions or any additions, kindly share or kindly ask. So we shall discuss anything further. Hare Krishna.
Shaloji, what is the meaning like inflammable, like achyuta? What's that?
So infallible Achyuta. Achyuta means falling down. Infallible Achyuta means he cannot fall down from his position. He is always transcendental.
Mhm.
So we are all Achyuta. Kshara Akshara Evacha. Kotastha Aksharo Uchyate. Kshara Sarva Kshara Bhutani Sarvani. Kshara is the falling down from the spiritual positions. But Akshara is not falling down. So that is what
So, like when God has take Treta Yuga and Vapa Yuga, when he came, at that time also he was in everybody's heart as well while he was present.
yes, he is in everyone's heart as well, yeah. And he is present personally there. So when he is personal, so his expansions, Paramatma, it is tam jiva karma padavim anuvartamanaha. Tam jiva karma padavim. He is witnessing as a Paramatma. Tam jiva karma padavim anuvartamanaha. This is a baby in the womb. He prays that. Okay, so this is Lord as a Paramatma. He is Upadrashtanmanta cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha. He is witnessing all activities of the, at the same time when he is personally coming as a Krishna, as a Rama, personally, that is by his causeless mercy. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chidishkrutam. But actually, Bhava ityasa satvenam lokanvai loka bhavanaha. Leelavatana Devatiryak Naradishu Bhava Yatyesa Satvena. To develop the love towards him, he come and perform pastimes. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatpataha chaktva deham punarjanma naitimam veti sojjuna. That is the similar verse. It is Bhava Yatyesa Satvena Lokanvai Loka Bhavanaha. And he performs all these transcendental pastimes. When we understand it and enter into his pastimes, what he has done, everything, and how people getting liberation, and how they are relishing their lives in connection to Krishna, it is for ourselves, our benefit. So when Lord is presently present, he is also there everywhere, omnipotent.
Yeah, yes, I like the first line. The Lord is can avoid anyone and everyone liberation, mukti, but it's really, as he really avoid the privilege of love of Godhead. So
Yes,
it's mukti everybody gets easily, but the love of Godhead is very difficult. Yes, I guess.
that is true. This is mukti, is liberation from the material things. Brahma bhotaha prasannatma na sochati na kankshati. That is the mukti. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param. Who is liberated, for them devotion sprout in the heart. But that is easily, mukti is easily we can achieve with that. We can get any of these planets, any of these 5 kinds of liberation. But so when the Lord giving bhakti. Through the bhakti, the Lord will be bound to that devotee. That Lord doesn't give easily. So this was said by the Sukadeva Goswami to the Parikshit Maharaj when he is explaining about the pastimes of Rishabhadev, activities of the Rishabhadeva. So this is very beautifully explained to him. See this one, he says that Muktim dadati karchit smana bhakti yogam Rajan patir ghur alam bhagavatam yadunam Daivam priya kulapatihi kwacha kinkaro vaha Astvevam anga bhagavatan anga bhagavan bhajtam mukundo. He says Muktim dadati karchit smana bhakti yogam. My dear king, the supreme person Mukunda is actually the maintainer of all the members of the Pandava and Yadu dynasties. He is your spiritual master, worshipable deity, friend, and the director of your activities. To say nothing of this, he sometimes serves your family as a messenger or servant. This means he worked just as ordinary servants do. Those engaged in getting the Lord's favor attain liberation from the Lord very easily, but he does not very easily give the opportunity to render direct service unto him. Very beautifully. So, explaining Prabhupada further, it expands glories of when the Lord is appearing as a King Prutu and the father of Maharaj Guru. So, this is very beautifully explaining. Everything is connecting what it means. Then we relish in our lives. So likewise, Prabhupada is quoting that one. Mukti Madadi Karechit Smana Bhakti Yogam.
Like mukti, everybody get easy, but like God kripa, like mercy is very there. It's very difficult. Like only God want to give that one. Like when He wants to give, isn't?
Yes, Mataji, that's right. And so there are so many sadhus. They will be what they are doing. They are simply isolated, free from all these material activities. That's all. Mukti.
Mm.
They are not going through the factories and working hard. They are being still maintained by the Lord.
Mm.
But the Vaishnavas, what they do, they relish every moment with the discussing transcendent topics of the Lord, and they dedicate themselves. They directly serve the Lord, and Lord is present in the form of a deity in the temple. They go and render service, and when we serve, Aradhananam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param, and the Lord Shankara says to Mother Parvati, Tasmat Parataram Devi, and better than that, Tadiyanam Samachanam, so worship of the Lord's devotees. That is most exalted than the Vishnu Aradhana. Then Lord will be very pleased. So this is, we need to take that opportunity to serve the devotees because they keep the Lord in their heart. That is very easy for us. And going to in the temple somewhere or other. Devotees are what their life is. All of their activities are connecting to Krishna somewhere or other to serve Krishna. When we serve that devotees, then Lord will be very pleased. See, everything is connected. So father and a child, when a child is working for a father, if another child is supporting the child, father will be very pleased. If another child coming serving to the father directly, so when there is one purpose of the father, so one child is working for that purpose, and purpose of the father is the same thing. When one child is working to fulfill that purpose, if another child is supporting that child, father will be very pleased. We would see that one in our families. So that way, this is Prabhupada is mentioning. you so much, Mataji. Any other comments or any questions, any additions? Ratan Prabhuji, Smriti Kana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Ratan Prabhu is a little bit like not sick, but same problem, pain.
Yes.
So sorry for that. He's hearing only.
Yeah, sure.
Mm.
Any other comments or questions? This is about this verse, so we shall stop here. So yata mahanti bhutani bhuteshu chavacheshvanu pravistani apravistani tatateshu natveshvaham. So this is the third verse of Chatashloki Bhagavatam. So we shall stop here and we shall continue with we shall conclude and continue with Padda Japa. Unless if devotees have got anything to say. Okay. Vanchakalpataruभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
For the beautiful
Thank you so much.
Maria
Thank you, sir.
Chatushloki. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.